should be here with me, babe. Girl, you know you drive me crazy. Girl, you know you drive me crazy. You should be here with me, babe. Ooh, girl, I wish I just saw you.
Good morning. It's Soul Sanctuary. You made it. It's 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. Way too early to be up talking about the kind of stuff we're going to talk about today. But we're doing it anyway, because we're anyway people. Yay to the anyway people. Anyway people are the ones who get it done. And I've actually added to my program a new segment called Tens, Tens, Tens. And I was inspired to add this segment to my program by Childish Gambino and J-Lo, because they're such unique individuals, and the way that they are working their lifetime is so inspirational to me. So every week I'm going to pick a different person to kind of highlight what is fantastic about them and how they kind of show us what it looks like and what it feels like to be living in your dharma, which should be the point, right? Okay, so good. This week we are returning to the elements. We went through the first 3 elements. If you weren't here for that, you can go and listen to them on any podcast service. Just look up Soul Sanctuary. We started with air. After air, we did fire. After fire, we did water. And then I went into a couple of relationship shows because water is that relationship element, and there's so much to talk about there. I could have like a whole other radio program just talking about relationships, because that's everything. So we spent a couple of episodes doing that, and now we're back to our elements, our elemental shows, and we're talking about earth. And so we're going to go through and look at earth in different modalities. We're going to look at earth first in the Yoruba. So earth in Yoruba is Ogun. I'm live on our Facebook page, so you can go and watch live if you want to. Now I'm showing them this page about Ogun. Ogun is the earth Orisha. And so it says that he's one of the most beloved in Yoruba culture. Firstly, because he was the first blacksmith. And he also invented tools. I'm sorry, this sentence is written weird, so I stumbled when I read it. He also invented tools. Now, the coolest thing so far that I've heard about Ogun is that he refused to be king, preferring the challenges to power. He continued fighting and inventing forever. Today, it is said that computers are of Ogun, and Ogun are also the systems analysts. Now, that's interesting. I know somebody's a system analyst. I didn't know that they were Ogun. That's nice to know. Good deal. So that is the war goddess Ogun. He is represented. He represents Earth in Yoruba culture. Now, Yoruba culture has all different kinds of Orisha. They are the African pantheon of deities. I'm looking through those, and that's what I've been adding to my program because I think they're really interesting, and that's what I'm studying right now. And so that's really cool. That's Ogun. I'll be looking more into him. But this week I was so kind of distracted by the root chakra and by relationships because I've had so many tarot readings this week about relationships. There's so many people who are struggling to communicate and to get through to their partner and to be heard by their partner. And everybody's so, I don't know, it's just like this upheaval time. I don't know if it's like the time of year or if there's a full moon soon. I didn't pay attention to that. But there's just these really tough relationships right now. And I feel so bad for everybody going through that. And so I wanted to kind of get a show around what to do and how to take care of that. So anyway, let's get through the elements and then we'll talk about that relationship stuff a little bit. All right. So this is not what I mean. So the earth chakra is the root chakra. Okay, so the root chakra is located at the base of the spine. The color of the root chakra is ruby red. The sense of the root chakra is smell. Now, how interesting is that? I didn't know that the sense of the root chakra was smell. I don't actually get it. I have to look at how that's connected. It doesn't make sense to me. The organs that are associated with your root chakra are energetic fields of the bones, skeletal structure, and adrenal glands. The gland, it says the energetic field of the adrenal gland. The element is earth. That's why we're talking about it today, right? It goes through the gemstones and the herbs and the essential oils, which I found interesting because the essential oils include myrrh, patchouli, rosewood, and thyme. I'm familiar with what patchouli and thyme smell like. I don't think I know what rosewood smells like. I don't know what that is. And myrrh, I've never smelled. Also, where does one get myrrh? I've never seen that. I've seen like incense and oils that were frankincense flavored, but not myrrh. I don't know what that smells like. The causes of an underactive chakra. So here's where we want to listen, because this talks about balance, imbalance, that kind of thing, right? So the causes for an inactive root chakra, underactive, right? Inactive, underactive root chakra are worry or fear about security. And that's financial, career, home, personal safety, and needs. Causes of an overactive chakra are obsessions with money, career, or material possessions. So either of those things are the two ways that we find that root chakra out of balance. That's how you can tell it is out of balance. And in that case, you can just do some kind of a tarot reading around it, or Reiki can help. Yoga definitely can help with getting yourself balanced out with the root chakra. I think that when I think about the root chakra, it reminds me of how we're kind of connected through our roots. And one song that includes information about our roots that I really like the picture that it kind of builds in my head and the lyrics is Selah by Lauryn Hill. So I'm going to play that for you guys, and then we'll be right back.
Nothing can be done against the truth, no matter how we remain in denial, yeah. Wasting time, replacing time with each empty excuse, but that'll only work a little while. Coping with despair, knowing you're not there, ashamed to just admit I've been a fool. So I blame it on the sun, run away from everyone, hoping to escape this ridicule. Trapped in misery, wrapped so miserably in this deception that I'm wearing like a skin. Dying to maintain, oh, I keep trying to explain a heart that never loved me to begin. Oh, I'm such a mess, I have no choice but to confess that I've been desperately trying to belong. Lying to myself and everybody else, refusing to admit my right was wrong. And then he came, Selah, oh, and it means praise and meditation. And then he came, Selah, oh, and it means, did you think about that? And then he came, Selah, oh, and it means praise and meditation. And then he came, Selah, oh, and it means that it is sealed. How beautiful is fruit, still in denial of its roots. My guilty heart behaves so foolishly. This treason from within that reasons with my sin. Won't be happy till it sees the death of me. Selfishly addicted to a life that I depicted. Conflicted cause it's not reality. Oh, what's left of me, I beg you desperately, cause me to agree to what I know is best for me. Please save me from myself, I need you, save me from myself. Please save me from myself so I can heal. The choices that I make, oh, have been nothing but mistakes. What a wasted use of space. Should I die before I wake? In all of my religion, I fortified this prison, obligated to obey the demands of bad decision. Please save me from myself. I need you to save me from myself. Please save me from myself so I can heal. And then he came. Selah, and it means praise and meditation. And then he came. Selah, and it means, did you think about that? And he came. Selah, and it means meditation. And then he came. Selah, and it means that it is sealed.
Yep. Hey, are we back? We are back? Yes. Hey, everybody. Sorry, I didn't mean to go into yet another song. We actually have just enough time for me to get into a promotional break. Sorry, this came upon me. Everything happened kind of weird. Anyway, I'm gonna play some promotions and then I'll be back on the other side. Here you go. Yes.
What do you plan on doing this Friday night? Yeah, me either. How about we spend it together? Fridays, 8 to 10 here on kzsm.org. I'll help you relax and let go of the week and play you some music, introduce you to some people, new friends, right here at kzsm.org, San Marcos, Texas.
What's up, everybody? This is J-Rod with a Back to the Movies programming announcement. Starting June 27th, we will be moving to 7 to 9 p.m. Still on Wednesdays, just in a new, later time slot. Rivers makes his return to the show just in time for the release of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Do we think the movie's any good, or should the franchise go extinct? Tune in June 27th, 7 to 9 p.m. on kzsm.org.
Hey, this is Jeremiah Wilkerson, host of Shatterglass Radio. Catch me and several special guests as we talk everything in the world of professional wrestling, from the Ring of Honor, TNA, to our favorite local promotions in Austin, San Antonio, and around the entire state of Texas. You can catch us here every Friday afternoon from 3 to 4 p.m. right here on kzsm.org.
So we made it on the other side of that bumpy break. Sorry. Took me a minute to understand and my brain to catch up with my whatever. Anyway, we're on the other side and we're still talking about Earth as our element today. And now we're going to talk about Earth as an element in the zodiac. And the very first sign we're going to talk about, the very first Earth sign on the chart is Taurus, which I am. I share that with Ella Fitzgerald and Malcolm X. There's some really cool Tauruses that I know of. As a matter of fact, Ella and I have the same birthday. Woot, woot, right? Who do you have a famous birthday with? If you have one, that'd be really cool. Come let me know on Soul Sanctuary, KZSM on Facebook. But while we're talking about Taurus, because it is our time to shine, Taurians, let's talk a little bit about Taurus. Okay, so it's the first Earth sign of the zodiac. Taurus is a fixed sign, noted for stubbornness and jealousy. Taurus wants to maintain the status quo at almost all costs. I have no relation to any of the things being said right now. I just want you to tell you I'm reading from someplace else. This isn't my opinion about Taurus. This is what somebody else who is clearly uninformed feels about Taurus. In return for not rocking Taurus's world, you'll find a partner who is immensely kind, deeply loyal, with a deep desire to hold on to you, and indeed to everything else. I think that is trying to speak to our possessiveness, which I will claim. The best love compatibility match for a Taurus is with Cancer and Virgo. They're a shoo-in. Capricorn, as a fellow Earth sign, that is not true, is also a good match. Pisces has a gentle nature, which fits with the Taurian vibe. So does Scorpio. Far from gentle nature, but a depth of possessiveness that matches the Taurus. So at least they can possess each other for eternity and back. That's really funny. I wonder if I know any Taurus-Scorpio relationships. Not consciously. If you have a Taurus-Scorpio relationship, will you let me know if it's all about possessiveness? Does that ring true? Okay, there's a couple of signs that are definitely not a love match for the Taurus. Libra is far too flirtatious for Taurus tastes, as is Gemini, and Sagittarius wants to rock the boat way too much for this stable sign. So if you're a Taurus and you're in the market, try to steer clear of Gemini, Sagittarius, and Libra. You know what? I think that if a Libra and Taurus got together, it would be really frustrating all the time, because Libra want to consider, that's the same thing with Gemini. I guess that's probably the problem. Libra and Gemini want to consider all different sides of the issue, and Taurus wants to know which way to go. And so while you're going, well, this person feels that way and that person feels this way, and the Taurus is like, which way to go? I can see that. I see exactly why that doesn't work. Okay, so then the second sign that is an Earth sign is Virgo. And I don't even know if I have an objective view of Virgo, because the Virgos in my life are so important that I probably have all kinds of attachments and stuff around Virgo. My dad is a Virgo, and my dad is such a powerful Virgo that all of his children married Virgos. That's how strong that brother is, right? So anyway, let's see what they say about Virgo. Virgo shares some similarities with Taurus, but has a mutable Earth sign. Virgo isn't stubborn and is quite flexible, flexibly minded, and adaptable. In fact, Virgo also doesn't have a jealous bone in his or her body and does worry far more than Taurus does. Oh, that's true. Virgos worry far more than Taurus is. I like that that's there. That's a good reminder for me. About everything. A Virgo is surprisingly sexual and romantic lover, but does have a tendency to nag. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Why didn't I read this 3 arguments ago? I'm so upset with myself right now. Okay, that mutable flexibility manifests itself in Virgo trying to change everyone for the better, which some people find intolerable. I have to play a song. All right, everybody. I'm sorry. We needed just a little bit of break. Bio break. Gotta get myself together. All right. On the other side of it, we were actually talking about the Earth sign Virgo, which is the second Earth sign in the chart. Taurus being the first. With Virgo, we left off on Virgo's tendency to try to change everyone for the better. It says the best love match compatibility for Virgo is a fellow Earth sign, but they are surprisingly strong relationships that can be made with both Pisces and Scorpio too. Okay, Pisces appreciates Virgo's common sense and loves Virgo's analytical take on reality, while Scorpio loves Virgo's searching mind and appreciates Virgo's desire for privacy. When it comes to love match compatibility disasters, Virgo's worst bets are probably Libra and Sagittarius. Libra is much too frivolous for Virgo's taste, and Sagittarius is just too wild, too uncouth, and too unpredictable. Yeah, the Sagittarius has kind of like a very select few that they can get along with really well, because in astrology circles, as you're learning about the different signs and what they mean and everything, they say they say tacky Sag. Like Sag has adopted the nomenclature tacky Sag, because Sag don't have a whole lot of filter, and they'll just say whatever they feel, and they don't really care if you're able to take it or not, because they're too busy getting it off their chest, which is good for not harboring things. Like Taurus could learn from that, but we're too busy trying to make sure the social norms are, you know what I mean, we're more concerned about how the message comes across, and that's why Sag has that reputation. They just don't worry about that. Okay, the final Earth sign is, of course, Capricorn. I'm not sure why it says, of course, Capricorn, but for some reason, of course, Capricorn sounds so right. I have a couple of Capricorns in my life, and let's make sure I can see if I can get through this without bursting into laughter. Capricorn shares many Earth traits with the other two signs, but it's a cardinal Earth sign, meaning that the Capricorn's emphasis is on action. Getting something started. They certainly get things started, and taking the initiative. The most determined and ambitious of the Earth signs, Capricorn is also the most wise and mature. Unlike Virgo, Capricorn doesn't tend to worry unduly, because their supremely practical approach always works to find a solution to everything. And unlike Taurus, Capricorn isn't jealous or possessive over people, but can be very materialistic over things. For true love match compatibility, Capricorn needs a partner who appreciates his or her steady qualities and doesn't try to turn Capricorn into something he or she isn't. So Pisces and Scorpio, again, are surprisingly good partners here, because Pisces loves to be taken care of by Capricorn's reassuring nature, and Scorpio respects Capricorn as a leader and a strategist. So, there's some kind of love information. If you are Earth signs, now you know to whom you should kind of go for, what kind of qualities will accentuate what you have naturally, and what kind of qualities might rub against you kind of weird. So, rather less love match compatibility for Capricorn comes in the shape of Aries and Leo. Aries wants to rush into life instead of taking the tried and tested Capricorn route, while Leo wants to be in charge and will not allow Capricorn authority to dominate. Now that's interesting. So if you have a Capricorn-Leo relationship, there's probably a lot of power struggles. And I'm going to pause right here and go into a reading that I had this week. And the woman was telling me that she and her husband were having a power struggle. And the thought came to me that if you're having a power struggle with your partner, then somebody's out of place. Because people are attracted to people who use power differently. I know about it in men and women, but I think it also happens in personalities when it's a same-sex relationship. So that where a man controls is different from where a woman controls. So if you're having a power battle, a battle of control, somebody's off their square. Because if everybody was controlling from where they should be controlling from, there couldn't be a struggle. When you're controlling from where you should be controlling from, it looks just like yin and yang. That balance is off because somebody's off their square, or both people are off their square, right? So I think that's a really good way to get into that part, to dominate. Okay, essentially, whichever earth sign you're in love with, Earth sign people like to be treated with respect and don't like to have change thrust upon them, unless they're a Capricorn, in which case it needs to be change they approve of. Romances on Earth signs slowly and tenderly roll out. It offers lots of reassurance over security, fidelity over future plans. All three of the Earth signs, when happy in a relationship, offer great depth of loyalty and support to their lovers, plus a can-do attitude, which really helps in these partnerships and makes them go places. So they have the potential to have, that kind of really successful couple stuff happen, like the Carters or the Smiths, or the Obamas. Like, you have that stability in your partner to where one partner can just sit there being stable and the other partner can fly off. And that kind of balance leads to some pretty beautiful things, right? So there we go. There's a look into kind of what Earth looks like and how its associations come about when we look at the zodiac.